Let me try that again. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 7 a.m. That means it's time for the Cortez Hustle Show, where we're coming live and direct from the Monetize My Life studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. I believe we fixed the sound issue. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Let me see. Give me a thumbs up or let me know if you can hear me now. I don't know what I did differently with my setup this morning. No sound, still no sound. Huh. Interesting. There you go. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. Appreciate that, man. Because I was about to run this thing and I wasn't gonna be able to hear nothing. But real quick, man, comment in the chat where you're from. Also drop the name of your business and or your brand. Just don't post any links. I'd love to give you a business shout out. Speaking of business and entrepreneurship, let me know if you're interested in a guest spot on the show. I have 10 free guest spots for anyone who's in business and you want to introduce yourself to my audience. Let me go ahead and grab the actual link to that guest spotlight for you so that you guys can check that out here in a second. I'm going to put that in the comments, but we're talking today all about automation, systems, scaling your business. This is part 4 of a 4-part series, right? We help people to understand how to take their gifts, talents, special abilities, and monetize those things. And it's based on the book, Monetize My Life, 4 incredibly simple ways to turn your passions into products. So we're going to get into that in 1 second, but keep those comments rolling. Stephanie, Stephen, I see you. Appreciate you for tuning in. Let's see, Rodney Hayes out of Atlanta. Awesome. Letitia Stewart is in the building as well. Who else do we have? Nashville is where Stephen is from. New You, is that what that is? Financial Services Incorporated. I don't think I pronounced that right, but let me know how I can better pronounce that, Stephen. And if you're interested in a shout out, let me know. Letitia, Tupelo, Mississippi, uniquely twisted by Tisha. Do you know what we have in common? I was actually born in Tupelo, Mississippi. Still got a lot of family there. You might even know my sister Tiffany down in the Tupelo area because she's in that space, doing hair and all that kind of stuff. Nevertheless, let me run my disclaimer and then we'll be back and officially start the show, ladies and gentlemen. So y'all make sure y'all keep it locked right here. The Cortez Hustle Show is a copyrighted production of iHustle Media Group. Any unauthorized use of the video, audio, captions, depictions of this show without express written consent of iHustle Media Group is strictly prohibited. iHustle Media Group, a better way to market.
And now back to the Cortez Hustle Show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am your host for this morning, Cortez Hustle, also known as the one and only financial health mentor, coming live and direct from the Monetize My Life studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not already gotten your copy of this little gem right here, Monetize My Life, 4 incredibly simple ways to turn your passions into profits with little to no startup costs, it is a true gem. You can go over to monetizemylifenow.com, get the book. But what I would recommend you do is grab the influencer bundle, which includes the book and my most popular course on how to become an influencer. It teaches you how to use social media to take your business and or your brand to the next level by becoming an authority in your space. You definitely should check that out. Yes, hey, I'm trying to go and see. And yes, I do. You do know my sister. Okay, awesome. Right, so here's a link for the Cortez Hustle Show guest spotlight if you guys are interested in that. And it's just a short 1 to 2 minute interview where I basically incorporate that into the show. And I do 2 of those per episode. And I'm looking to get at least 10 of those out of the gate. And I think, you just basically get on the calendar and let me know. I'm the pinnacle on Instagram. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. So what we have in store for you today, we're going to recap what we talked about in episodes 1 through 3 of this series. And then we're going to talk about the most important system you should be incorporating in your business right this second if you have not already. So the 4 main elements to monetizing your life is, number 1, you have to expose what you know. And if you guys missed those episodes, then if you go over to youtube.com, that is the best way to search for these episodes. If you go over to youtube.com/financial health mentor and you search Monetize My Life, financial health mentor, then the first 3 episodes will come up. And if I remember, I will put the links to the first 3 episodes in the comments for you guys as well. But exposing what you know is basically what I'm doing right now. A lot of people have gifts, talents, special abilities, but nobody knows that they have those special gifts and talents, right? Because you don't expose what you know to enough people, right? And social media allows you to do this. I want you to write this down in the comments for me, because what you write on a line stays in your mind, as the great Pastor David Blunt will say. What you write on a line stays in your mind. There is more in what you know than what you do. You got to put that in the chat for me. I got to really get that. There's more in what you know than what you do. So for instance, Letitia says she has Twisted Haven candles, and then she has Uniquely Twisted by Tisha, right? So what Tisha does, it sounds like she makes candles, right? That's what she does. But can she make more money with what she do, or can she make more money with what she knows? That's a trick question. What do y'all think? Can she make more money with what she do, or can she make more money with what she knows? What say ye? Right? Y'all got to get this, man. My man Trevor Otts from the Black CEO. I mean, he really changed my life with that statement, right? Because Letitia, I don't care how efficient she is, right? There is only but so many candles that can be made in a day. I don't care. I mean, if she's got a assembly line, man, there's only so many candles she can make in a day, right? That's what she does. But if she put out a digital product teaching people how she makes the candles, and all people have to do is go to a website, click the buy button, and download that digital product, how much money can she make then? It's unlimited. It's unlimited. See, the internet doesn't limit the amount of sales that you can make in a day. You got 10,000 people hit your link and they all want to buy your ebook or your course on how you make your twisted candles, right? It's more in what you know than what you do. But if nobody knows what you do, that's where you lose it, right? So in episode 1, we talked all about the various ways that you can expose people to what you know. Then you teach what you know, right? See, people don't necessarily pay for coaching. They don't pay for mentorship. They don't necessarily pay for products and services. What they pay for is outcomes. You got to get that. People don't pay for products and services. What people pay for are outcomes. So if Tisha wanted to put her process in a book or a course, then she has to teach that process to a few people. The people have to take that process and then they have to go and get the results that she predicted. Now she has a proven method that works, that gets a particular outcome. Now she puts a price on the outcome, not necessarily on the service, right? So you got to expose people to what you know. You got to teach people what you know. Then you got to sell and digitize what you know, right? Or digitize and sell what you know. We're in a digital age, ladies and gentlemen. You guys don't realize it's happening to you right now. I am building a digital product right in front of you right now. This is part 4 of a 4-part series. And you best believe when it gets all cleaned up and packaged and I get the graphics done, the 4-part series is going to be on my website, right? And you can buy all 4 parts of this series along with the book. Or maybe I'll just take the 4-part series and throw them in for free when you purchase the book. Right? Because I'm digitizing the content that's in the book, speaking it to you audibly and verbally, and give you some tips on how you can do this stuff. Now, the last part, ladies and gentlemen, is all about adding automation to what you do. Now, when I go to digitize, I don't want to blow past it. I want to give you a couple tips to make you want to go and watch the whole episode. But digitizing what you know is very simple, ladies and gentlemen. We communicate in 4 primary ways, right? Through video, through audio, through the written word, and through pictures, right? Video, audio, pictures, and the written word. Based on how good you are at those different things, usually is what determines how you're going to digitize what you know. I love being in front of the camera. I don't necessarily love being in front of the camera. I just like it more. I just hate writing more, right? I hate writing so much that I would rather get in front of the camera with my rough, scraggly beard and talk to you than it would for me to just think about what I want to say and write it down, right? You guys don't know, man, but I had to say this book a couple hundred times before I was able to go back and actually write it, right? But if you love to write, then digitizing your content via the written word will probably work for you. If you like to speak, but you don't like to be on camera, then perhaps you want to do a podcast and you can just talk to people like this. And you don't have to be in front of a camera, but at the same time, I still got some video quality, but I'm going to take the audio and maybe it's just a straight podcast. It's not a video podcast like what I like to do, right? So you take your voice, which you love to use as your instrument of getting your message out, right? Some of you guys are good at both speaking in front of the camera and you like being in front of the camera and that kind of stuff. So now you do video. And then you turn around and you, and some of you guys like to tell stories via pictures. That's why some of you guys are very good on Instagram. And Instagram, I'm sorry, I'm just not that good at telling stories with pictures. So my Instagram following is almost non-existent, right? But I'm working on it, I'm learning. So exposing people to what you know, then teaching what you know to get a desired result. Now you can put a price on that result, right? Because that's what people pay for. People pay for results. They don't pay for products and services. They pay for benefits. What am I going to get out of this thing, right? And then ultimately you digitize what you know because it makes it easier for you to sell. Digital products can be delivered instantaneously, and we are in a microwave society. If I can't get it right now, I don't want to buy it, right? Right. That's what leads us to this whole debt fiasco that we're in. Hey, I'll finance it because I don't have the patience to save up the money to buy it cash. So let me finance it, even though that might not be the smartest thing, right? Letitia said, let me go start this online course. Listen, sis, go get the book and the bundle, right? Let me put the link in here, man. You go grab that book and bundle. It's going to change your life. Let's see. Danielle, my friend, welcome to the stream this morning. Big Black Q is in the building. Let's see. All right, there you go, Letitia. You want to go get the book, but also you want the influencer bundle so you can learn how to become an influencer in your space. And then the book will help you understand these concepts and how they all flow together. And boom, you're off to the races. You might also want to think about joining Monetize My Life Academy, which is a monthly subscription course, a subscription membership where we are inside these private Zooms and we're going in, right? Kimberly, what's up? How you doing, sis? Welcome to the stream. All right, so the number one system that you should be adding to your business, and I see so many entrepreneurs not really understanding this, because when I go to buy from them, they say, inbox me, right? When I go to buy from them and I'm asking about how do I pay them, and they're saying cash at me, right? And this is not a knock on anybody's hustle, right? Understand that. You start where you are with what you have and know that that's enough to start, y'all, right? Some people have been saying cash at me for a year, right? Some people have been saying I sell this product, that product, inbox me for a year, right? Where is your evolution? Where is your growth? If you have been successful at getting people to cash app you for a year, inbox you to make sales for a year, that means you have a valuable product. So where is your business acumen that says, I need to reinvest all of my profits back into my business to lay a foundation that will allow me to continue to grow my business, right? If you just starting out today and you just on a whim said, listen, I'm going to take this passion and I'm going to turn it into an income. And right now you got people cash apping you, ain't no shade. But if 6 months from now, you still got people cash apping you, that's a problem. That's a problem, right? What if you went to Amazon.com, or what if you saw some products that you wanted to buy and you noticed that they were coming from Jeff Bezos, and when you went to reach out to him, he was like, cash at me. Hey, Double A checking in from Single Moms and Money in the building. What's up, Double A? All my single moms out there, man, connect with my girl. If she's got a great Facebook community growing over there where it's just her and the single moms, man. They getting their money together. They're getting their mind right together. They're getting their parenting systems in place. It's just a wonderful wonderful group to be a part of if you are a single mom. If you're a married mom too, that's fine. She accepts married moms too, but you know, she's really trying to make an impact in the lives of single moms. So what is the number one, right? Letitia says, yes, so many people still ask, can they cash out me? I share the link. It's like, no, you can't cash out me. Go do real business with me and, you know, get some of those things. The number one thing, matter of fact, let me do this on the other side of this break. We'll get into the number one thing. Let me get my sponsor shout out and get my commercial in and out of the way. Let me pay some bills. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about the number one system that you should be using or building into your business as soon as humanly possible. Keep it locked right here.
Hey, good morning, Wealth Champions. Hey, listen, if you want to be financially successful, then you have to do what financially successful people do. And I know there's a few things that all wealthy people have in common. Number one, they understand that building wealth is a team sport. Number two, they understand the power of capitalism and business enterprise. Number three, they love to use systems and leverage. And number four, they all have mentors. My name is H. Cortez, also known as Financial Health Mentor. And for the last 5 years, I've been helping hardworking Americans get all of these things in place with one single membership. If you want to learn more about that, go to myperfectmoneyplan.com. Again, that's myperfectmoneyplan.com. And you're going to get a team of professionals, so you're not building wealth by yourself. You're going to get a system that's going to help you transform your finances. And last but not least, you're going to get some great mentorship to help you execute your game plan. So again, go to myperfectmoneyplan.com, and I'll see you on the other side.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cortez Hustle Show. It is your boy, Cortez Hustle, the one and only financial health mentor, coming to you live and direct from My Perfect Money Plan Studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. Listen, if you need better credit, if you need a team to help you as you're building your entrepreneurial journey, how to write off your lifestyle and understand how taxes affect you as a business owner, you might want to go to myperfectmoneyplan.com, man. I'm telling you, that guy, H. Cortez, he is something else, man, in terms of what he does and helping people build generational wealth. There's an 8-minute video there that will blow you away on the services that we provide. So I would appreciate it if you guys go check that out. So what is the one system that you should be building that's going to help you in the long run of your business? Guys, you should, without a shadow of a doubt, if you have not already done this, put in some sort of automated lead capture system in your business, right? Some sort of automated lead capture system, right? Now, this is me not preaching to the choir. This is me preaching to myself, man, because this is one of the things that I have been slow to really focus in and force into my business and force myself to comply with this method. But how many of you guys remember when Facebook bought Instagram, right? How many of you guys remember when Facebook bought Instagram? How many? Some of you guys don't even know that Facebook owns Instagram, right? Facebook bought Instagram for $1 billion. And one of my virtual mentors at the time, paying attention to the climate of what was going on in business and social media apps and all that kind of stuff, said Facebook just stole Instagram for $1 billion, right? And the reason he said that is because when you understand the asset in any business, you'll understand why I'm saying the first thing you should lay down is some sort of lead capture mechanism, right? Because the asset for any business is what? Does anybody know? There's only one asset in business, right? Kimberly says, I have a wonderful lead capture system and process and can help. That is huge, Kimberly, because that is something that a lot of entrepreneurs are missing, especially if you are a part-time entrepreneur, meaning you've got a side hustle called a job that you want and that job should be funding your real hustle, which is your business, right? You have to have the automation. Kimberly is on it. She said the list is the most important part. Do you guys think for any minute that Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg and his team, when they saw what Instagram is doing, do you guys think for one moment that they could not have built the exact same thing that Instagram is today? Come on, man. These guys are geniuses with technology. They can look at a platform and inside 2-3 minutes, they can reverse engineer the whole platform and then they can go build it. So why did Facebook spend $1 billion or invest $1 billion to acquire Instagram when they could have built their own Instagram. You know why? Because Instagram already had millions of users. So they didn't buy the Instagram technology, because behind the scenes, they went and redid the whole Instagram platform, right? Most people don't know that, but behind the scenes, they went and rebuilt it in their own way. But what they invested in was the millions upon millions upon millions of users that Instagram already had that were not rocking with Facebook. So it's like, why go after these people and try to get them to come over to Facebook and make them part of this culture when this they clearly like this culture over here? We just bought that, and now they took some of the same things that you can boost posts and all that kind of stuff over on Instagram. It's the list, y'all. So the number one thing you should be doing in your business, especially as a home-based business owner, is adding some sort of lead capture system that will allow you, my friend, to on automation capture at least the name and email address of your potential customers, definitely your customers, and then you can always remarket to those people. So if I share my screen, I'll show you. If you go over to myperfectmoneyplan.com, I was telling you about the 8-minute video that lives there. Well, guess what? Before you can get to the 8-minute video, you have to tell me a little bit about yourself, right? So this is what's called an opt-in form or a lead capture form. And it basically tells you a little bit about what you're going to get. And in order for you to get it, you've got to put in your name and email address, right? And the reason this is so powerful is because once you go and see the 8-minute video and you're not compelled to buy at the time, or you get distracted, maybe you did like what you see and you was about to buy, but the kids bum rushed you and they distracted you and you said you're going to come back to it. And then you just simply forget. Well, guess what? My system says, I know that could potentially happen, but now that I've got your name and your email address, then I'm going to continue to stay in front of you with some valuable information that's going to help you make the decision to come back and buy, right? Are you using some sort of lead capture system to grab people's information and continue to market to them on autopilot, right? This is a huge component, and you're building your list, right? In the industry, it is said that for every targeted lead on your list is worth about $1 per month to you. Got 1,000 people that's targeted on your list, you're probably making about $1,000 per month in your business. If you got 10,000 targeted leads in your system, you're probably making about $10,000 per month, somewhere between $8,000 to $10,000 per month. You got 15,000 targeted leads, then you're probably at about $15,000 per month. But the key word is targeted, right? Here's your mission, and here's the game plan that I run, right? So you guys are watching me right now. A lot of you guys on Facebook, some of you guys are checking me out on YouTube. But what I do is you have to understand using social media platforms, right? One of the reasons Facebook is so popular for marketers is because Facebook has 3 billion active users every month or something ridiculously crazy like that, right? But those 3 billion active users are what we call general traffic, right? So what I have to do as a marketer is I have to sift the general traffic from all the people on Facebook, and then I have to aggregate and encourage some of them to who are interested in what I do. I have to break that number down from billions and millions and hundreds of thousands to carve out my niche. How many people of these billions are interested in building wealth the way I build wealth? My mission is to empower people economically through financial literacy with an emphasis on personal brand development and entrepreneurship. So out of the billions of people who are on Facebook every month, 100,000 of them or so said, I'm interested in economic empowerment with an emphasis on personal brand development and entrepreneurship. So they follow the Financial Health Mentor page. So now I've taken the general traffic of Facebook and I've been able to extract from the billions of general traffic and created a place where I can identify a more targeted group of people. So 100,000 of them came over to my page and says, hey, I'm interested in better financial health. Now, those 100,000 are what I would call my prospects, right? They're not leads, they're just prospective leads. What makes them a lead is when they raise their hand and says, yes, I want to communicate with you specifically about what it is that you offer. So I went from billions of general traffic to 100,000 on my page, right? Now watch this. In order to get find the leads from the 100,000, I then created a Facebook group, right? And that Facebook group is, let me give it to you right here. Right now, I took from the 100,000, I created a Facebook group called Wealth Creation Playbook. Now, the 100,000 who are generally interested in better financial health, 1,400 of them have joined the Wealth Creation Playbook group. So that's now these 1,400 are my prospects, right? However, what you have to understand about these social media platforms, I do not own Facebook, right? I own a small piece of it because of some investments, but I don't own Facebook by way of owning the list. If Facebook wanted to shut down the Facebook, the Financial Health Mentor page today, they could, and I don't have much recourse, right? I can't do anything about that, right? So while it is good for me to communicate, share value, build relationships in that group, I need to build the list that I own and control, right? So now from the people, the 1,400 that's in that group, if you really, really want to connect with me and be part of my tribe, then you need to go to myperfectmoneyplan.com, put in your name and email address. Now, out of the 1,400, I might get 140, right? Who really want to hear from me on a regular and consistent basis, who really want to know about the products and services that I offer, right? So a lead capture page system like this, where you are capturing the name and email address, is a great system to use. There's all sorts of them out there. If you click on the description in this video, you'll see that I have something called freefunnelmachine.com, right? You can build these capture pages for free, and they also come with a autoresponder linked in, right? Now, the autoresponder, I'll be honest, is small. The free version, you can have up to 100 leads in the autoresponder. Once it gets over 100, it's going to stop accepting leads, and you might have to upgrade to the $20 a month plan. But if you don't have a system like this at all, go to freefunnelmachine.com. You'll be able to pick your template, and you'll see how you can start playing around with this. And then I have a private Facebook group called Digital Empire Systems Worldwide. And that's in that group, we teach you how to build these systems, right? So it's a powerful, powerful way for you to get started with lead capture systems. However, that's not the only lead capture system that you could have, right? You can also use what we call Facebook Messenger bots, right? I don't do a lot with my messenger bots. I have them. If you go and click on message me on Financial Health Mentor, you will get into my messenger bot system. I just don't do a lot with it. But some of you guys, that might be your thing. Facebook Messenger bot, when compared to email, the open rate is about 90% for Facebook Messenger bots and about 10 to 20% for an email, right? So you might want to investigate something called ManyChat. Now, I don't have an affiliate account with ManyChat. That is just, the one that I use. I'm a little bit familiar with it. It is very popular. But what that simply says is when you put some information out there, you can literally have a full-blown conversation with people on autopilot, right? So at one point, I was giving away my free vacations through ManyChat. It says, hey, if you're interested in a free vacation, click here. You would click there, and it will instantly send you a message on Facebook, right, in your messenger. And that message would say something like, hey, I just want to make sure you wanted to hear from the Financial Health Mentor. If you're serious about your free vacation, click yes, right? And then the person would click yes, and that is them opting in or giving me permission to message them on a regular basis and market to them over time. They would click yes, and then my messenger bot, or in other words, my artificial intelligence that I've already set up, once they click yes, it will start or initiate a full-blown conversation with these people. Now, tell me this isn't powerful for someone who works a job. So between 9 to 5, you're at your job. Your systems are still building your business. They click yes, and then my thing would say something like, awesome. I figured you would say yes. By the way, which of these vacation destinations would you like to have a voucher for? Would you like to go hang out in Hawaii? How about Vegas? How about Orlando? How about Myrtle Beach? And then they would click Myrtle Beach. And I would say, man, that's amazing. I've never been to Myrtle Beach, but I'm excited for you. Here is what you need to do to get your vacation voucher. And they click the button, and then they put in their name and email address, and the system sends the voucher or something. Man, you can have a full-blown conversation with people on autopilot, and you can set all of this stuff up. It can be as simple or as elaborate as you want it to be. And the moment they said yes, no matter what conversation happens after that, I now have permission to tomorrow, if I get up and say, hey, I'm having a webinar tonight. All the people that said yes to get the free vacation, I'm just going to invite them to the webinar. So I can get up in the morning and create a script that says, hey, appreciate you guys for grabbing that free vacation. Just wanted to know, are you interested in a webinar to build a webinar to learn how to build wealth? Click yes or no. And boom, they click yes, and guess what happens? A whole nother full-blown conversation starts to happen with these people on autopilot, right? Kimberly says, yes, I have bot systems and love it. It's next level stuff, man. It's next level stuff. But this is why I teach that having a Facebook fan page versus trying to do all of your business on a simple profile page is a difference maker. You can't do this stuff on a regular profile page. When you start your business page, you got all kinds of stuff going on, right? Letitia, I appreciate that. She said, I just ordered the bundle. Can't wait to read it. Absolutely. And make sure you inbox me because I definitely want to, because with that bundle, you also get a brainstorming session with yours truly. So we'll talk about what you got going on and how to incorporate all of this stuff. What I recommend though is that you don't schedule your brainstorming system a call until you actually go through the material, because you're gonna have some questions, and then we get on that brainstorming call, man, and I might unlock some other stuff for you, man. So I appreciate you showing your love and support. My fellow Tupelo, my birthplace is Tupelo, and Letitia is in Tupelo as well. So understanding the power and the difference between a Facebook business page versus a Facebook profile page, right? And they both have their place. You can build a business with a profile page, but man, you unlock so many tools and resources when you focus on the business page. And I'll tell you, when I started the fan page, right? When I started the fan page, I was doing my daily morning show back then. It was called the Talking Money in the Morning Live, right? And I was doing that every day. And I started that show on my personal profile page. And here's one of the reasons that people won't make the transition to building a business page, because it happened to me. So I started to understand that, wow, if I really focus on building this business page, then I can separate that general traffic. I can get people on the page who is only interested in wealth building principles and strategies. Now I have more prospects to service with what it is that I do, right? So I transferred the show, and I told everybody, I said, hey, I'm going to now start doing, Janelle says, Monetize My Life is great. I thank you, Janelle, man. I appreciate you for showing your love and support as well. So I got over to the my fan page, and I started doing the show over there. But you know what messed me up? The vanity metrics. Right. See, I had already studied. I had talked to some mentors. They was like, man, the fan page gives you so much more latitude to build your business. So I went over there and I started my show over there. And because people were used to seeing the show on my personal profile page, nobody came to see the show when I started doing it on my fan page. So what did I do? Like a sucker who was caught up in vanity metrics and not long-term thinking, I went back to building it on my personal profile. I couldn't market to any of these people. I couldn't have chat bots. I couldn't get analytics to see what type of people are actually watching this show. None of that stuff, right? But then eventually, I did go over to my fan page, and I just said, man, if y'all don't follow, then I'm gonna build a whole nother audience over here. I started doing the show, and I stuck to my guns, and eventually everybody started missing the show, and it was like, hey man, where's the show at? Where's the show at? I'm like, hey man, it's all on my fan page now, so you got to come over to my fan page, right? So it's going to be a little bit of a transition if you're used to doing everything on your personal profile page, but man, Kimberly, StreamYard lets me stream to both now. So, but before there was a StreamYard, you couldn't stream to both at the same time. But now, some of you guys are on my personal page, and some of you guys are on the business page. So I'm building both at the same time right now. But back then, there was no way to do that. So what I had to do, just like you're suggesting, Kimberly, I started doing the show on the Facebook page, and every morning, as I started the show, I would share it to the personal page every morning, and then eventually they migrated and it worked out. But man, you got to understand the power of building up your fan page. So that is two different ways that you can do that. But another way that you can add automation into your business is they have all of these text message bots, right? So one of the things that I do a lot is when I post different marketing material and I'm looking to grow my business, I might put a post out that says, hey, if you want to get your credit right and you want to build a business at the same time, comment me below. And when people comment me below, then I would say, hey, let's take this conversation on Facebook. Text me personally at this number. And I might drop my Google Voice number and they text me personally, right? Well, guess what? I could have a text messaging system where they text me personally a specific keyword. And when they text that keyword, guess what happens? A full-blown conversation happens with these people via text message that has already been pre-programmed, and I could be working my full-time job, or I could be laying on a beach somewhere, and this automation is building my business. Right now, do not, my friends, get this part twisted that you're going to add so much automation into your business that you remove the personal touch. I believe what separates me from a lot of entrepreneurs is my willingness to be accessible, right? People inbox me, they text me, and they call me, and I answer the phone, and they are blown away. It's like, oh, it's you. I was expecting an assistant or somebody to answer the phone. I'm like, nah, man, it's me. I ain't there yet. I'm still a one-man operation. Shout out to my coach, Henry Doris. I'm learning how to hire people now in my business. In fact, I've got a coaching call with him in the next hour and 10 minutes or so. But don't get it twisted that automation will replace you completely. In fact, you shouldn't even want that to happen. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. Eventually, you're going to have to personally touch people to build the relationship and the rapport, in my opinion, right? Another way you could start building your list, right? Let me show you guys this. Another way that you can do that is, so we talked about just regular emails. Oh, excuse me. And I know a lot of you guys may have read the headlines, and a lot of marketers are saying email is dead and all of this stuff. Let me help you understand something about email marketing. If you lost the password or can't remember the password to get into your online banking, how do you get that password recovered? What are they going to tell you to do if you lost or you click forgot password to recover your online login to get to your credit card to make a payment, right? A lot of people are saying email is dead, man. Email has been so thoroughly woven into the fabric of our lives, especially from a business perspective, that it's not going anywhere anytime soon, right? It's not going anywhere anytime soon, right? So it's just a matter of you, let's just say a lot of people don't check their emails. If you don't build the relationship where you're sending spam all the time, people don't check, right? But if you build your rapport with your tribe, the people that are following you, and 90% of the time you send them stuff, it's something they can use, then they start looking forward to your emails, right? Yeah, Kimberly said email marketing is alive and well. You better believe that. You better believe that. See, what happens is people don't check their email because if you don't do the front end work and you don't provide value, then they're not looking for your emails. They're not looking forward to it. But if every time, Letitia, you sent me an email, it was a 50% off coupon for one of your candles. Every time you sent an email, it was a tip on how to make my candles last longer. If every time you sent an email, it was something that was going to be there for me and less about you, I want to look forward to opening your emails. I've got people who I follow, and like Robert Kiyosaki, for instance, Grant Cardone, for instance, Russell Brunson, for instance. When these guys send me emails, I know two things, right? I know that one, they're marketers, so they're selling me something, and I get that. But I also know the way that they sell is by giving me value first. So I look forward to their emails because even though they're going to sell me something, the way they sell is value-based marketing, meaning they're going to give me 10 tips to help me in my business, which they're hoping these 10 tips will make me want to buy tips 11 through 20. And sometimes I do. But even if I don't, they're okay with that because they know that the fact that they gave me the 10 tips for free is going to make me open their next email, right? That's the key to email marketing. Are you giving people value, or is your email focused solely on the benefit to the person, or are you filling it with fluff just to get them to buy something? That's the difference, right? That's the difference. Here's another way that you can start capturing, right? How many of you guys who sell products have a e-commerce site, right? Let me show you guys. So Letitia just did this. She went over to ThorntonOnlineMarketing.com and she bought the Monetize My Life Influencer Bundle, right? So here's another way that I capture leads and I build my database, right? You guys see this right here? Now, this is the e-commerce site. You can come to my site and you can buy my books and my courses and all that kind of stuff, right? But just like when you go to myperfectmoneyplan.com, it asks you for your email address and your name to get to the 8-minute video that's going to change your life, right? I'm collecting data before I give you something. This is another way that I collect data, right? I have this, let's see, if I go to my free downloads, right? And this site is very new, probably a couple months old. So it's not even built out to capacity, but this right here. So this is 5 ways to build your YouTube authority, right? If you go by now, you see that it is free. It's 100% free. This is another way to use what's called a lead magnet, right? I'm just going to drop that in there just in case y'all want to grab that. But when you go and grab this lead magnet from my e-commerce store, it's not going to cost you anything. But when you buy anything from my store, you have to create an account. You have to put in your name, an email address, and if I'm giving something, and sometimes you have to put in your mailing address, right? Like in the case with Letitia, she bought the book, so I got to actually send her the book, right? So this is another way that I grab people's stuff, right? And you can buy this. I mean, you can get this book for free, but you got to create an account. I got to get your name and email address. And then 2 days after you download this book, the system is automatically going to send you an email that says, hey, do you mind giving me a review on the product that you just bought? How easy was it for you to get this from the Thornton Online Marketing Store? How did you enjoy the product? So now I'm building reviews for my site on automation, right? And I've got a list of customers that's building up that I can continue to market to. What do I know about this person who came and got this free book? What do I know about this person? They came to my site. They've got 5 ways to build your YouTube authority. What do I know about this person? Right? I know that they are interested in building their brand on YouTube. So a couple days after they get that book for free, they might get an email. Let me see. they're probably going to get an email promoting this product, right? YouTube Authority is the ebook. Or they will likely get an email that says, buy this whole YouTube Authority course for 20 bucks, right? Because I know that if they went and got the YouTube Authority free lead magnet, they're interested in building their business or their brand with YouTube. So now I can market to them other products that they want, right? Even if it's not YouTube, if they're building a brand on YouTube and say I sold, I don't know, camera equipment, would this be a good targeted person to offer camera equipment to? Absolutely. If you're building a brand on YouTube, then you probably at some point are going to get to the place where you start saying, hey, I need to upgrade my camera, right? So you get to build segmented lists when you incorporate lead magnets with your e-commerce store, the same way that you could do this. Now, I could have created the same thing with my lead capture system. This whole thing could be all about, hey, get your free YouTube Authority checklist and put your name and email address in, and they could get that product that way as well, right? This same free lead magnet could also be offered through a messenger chatbot. I could put a post on my Facebook fan page that says, hey, you guys want to know how I built my YouTube channel to 4,500 subscribers? Click here to get my free book on my free guide on becoming a YouTube authority. They click there. It takes them to a messenger bot. Hey, do you really want to hear from the financial health mentor and grab this free course? Yes or no? Yep. They click yes. It gives me permission to email them, and a whole conversation starts with that person to get them that actual download, right? Same thing could happen in a chat. In a text message. Hey, if you want to know how to become a YouTube authority, I've got a free checklist that you need to check out. All you got to do is text this number, text YouTube authority to this number. They text YouTube authority to that number, and a whole full-blown conversation breaks out from artificial intelligence that ultimately sends them a link to where they can get that. And if you really gangster with it, then you say, text me this number, and they text you the number, and now you got their phone number. And then you say your automated messaging ultimately sends them a link to what? To your e-commerce site, to where they can grab it for free, right? So now you got their phone number, but instead of sending them a link to download the book, you send them the link to this page right here. And then they see, oh, here's the e-commerce or here's the YouTube authority book for free. But, oh, I might want to get micro influencer secrets for free. And I also might want to get becoming an entrepreneur for free. Now I got all three of these things for free, and I just open them up to more of my products, right? Because when you start clicking on something like this, and I get that for free, but then you also have my recommended products. You might say, oh, I can get that for free, but I can also get the whole how to become an influencer course for 37 bucks. Adding systems into what it is that you do is a game changer. Now, let me say this and I'll be done. You don't always have to add systems that you purchase or tools, but you do have to always think systematically, right? My mentor, Brian Bean, is a beast at this, right? He has capture page systems. He has a lot of stuff going on, but the way he builds his primary business, one of his primary businesses is through text messages campaigns where he does it all manually, but he's thought systematically. He'll put a post up on social media, or he'll put a video up on YouTube, and the call to action is always text me at this number. And he's got about 7 different canned text responses that he uses based on the keyword that they text. They text him details about whatever he's talking about in this video. Then he responds, hey, it's Brian Bean, not an automation, LLL. Just wanted to answer this question for me. How soon can you check out this website? Right? And then they come back and say, oh man, I can check it out right now. Perfect. That works for me. Look forward to you. Text me done and he has this whole manual text system that he uses, but it's a system nonetheless. Meaning he doesn't have to think a whole lot about what's going into it. He automatically knows what text message to be sending, right? It's manual, but he likes that way to keep the personal touch, right? And at any given point, because he's doing it manually, he can just, hey, man, call the person, right? So you don't always have to have a tool to make a system, but you do have to think systematically about everything you do in business. Again, I got to shout out my coach, Henry Doris, because I'm learning how to create policies and procedures for everything that I do, right? What's going on? Sylvester Davis is in the building. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So you gotta create systems and think systematically about everything that you do, because building businesses is about leadership and about efficiency, right? And when you build systems, then your system, you should be able to write down the procedures to that system, hand it to a complete stranger who don't even know anything about what you do, and they should be able to follow that system and get the exact same results. So even when you have tools, you should have a system in which you use the tool, right? So if you guys are paying attention to me digitizing what I know, I just gave y'all a whole bunch of game for free, right? And most of you guys have expressed your appreciation of this free game. Letitia has expressed it so much that she went and bought a product, right? But this is part of my system. I do live trainings to give away free game, to build rapport, to create a relationship with me. Some of you guys, because of this video, have went and joined Wealth Creation Playbook, the private Facebook group, right? Some of you guys have gone to check out freefunnelmachine.com to see the system. See, I taught you what I do. I exposed you to what I know, right? You guys are watching me do what I know, so you know it works. You're looking at my fan page, you say, oh, he does have 100,000 followers on this page, so he knows how to build fan pages, right? He's telling us what he practices, what he preaches, right? You guys see my e-commerce store. So this system, as much as it is designed to give you value on this podcast, it is also a standalone business system that will sell all of the products and services that I mentioned in this show on autopilot. Because if you go to the YouTube channel, you will see that in the description, all of these links that I'm putting in live on Facebook, they're also in the description on the YouTube channel, right? So when people watch this video and they watch to the end and I say, hey, make sure that you check out all the links in the description below if you want some of these products and services, right? That's what we do. Everything you do in business, think systematically about how whatever it is that you're doing can be easily duplicated, or whatever it is that you're doing can have residual benefits, right? This show will have residual benefits. Somebody's going to watch this show later today, and then they're going to go and buy a product. I'm going to do a watch party on this episode tonight as an encore, and somebody on the watch party tonight is going to buy a product or go get the free YouTube authority or go join the Facebook group, right? got to think systematically about everything you do in business. So appreciate you all for tuning in. I'm your boy, H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor. Till I talk to you guys next time, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up.